Welcome on board then Rajesh Shukla, the MD and CEO at People's Research on India's consumer economy. Some very interesting observations coming in from Rajesh on the, in their latest report. And they believe that actually 100 million Indians are going to make up the middle class and rich by 2031. Rajesh, hi, great to have you on ET Now. Help us understand some of the key trends and that you've been spotting and that you've highlighted in your report for the benefit of our viewers.
Yeah, thank you. It is a pleasure to be here. Let me say that this is work which we are doing actually for last 10 years and the continuing to do. The trend is saying that currently the middle class, which we are calling as the annual household income of 5 to 30 lakh annual household income. So it is important to note that the current share is approximately 30% and expected to 46% in the 2031 and approximately 60% in the 2047 when India is going to actually celebrate its 100 years of independence. So important thing is its implication will be very massive actually. So India is and let me say that when we have projected this, we have taken all precautions by which at least very reasonable, very you can say conservative you can say the assumptions, like looking at the now and the 2030. The first thing is urbanization. Urbanization is the major driver of this growth, which we are assuming 36% currently, and it will be approximately 40% only in the 2031 and 50% in the 2047. So this is actually assumption. And looking at what impact it is going to be, you see when income grows, consumption, India is consumption-based economy. So it actually the increase will happen. Like by 2030, the expected economy will be approximately 7.1 trillion, and the consumption spend will be approximately $5.2 trillion actually. And this growth is important to just understand. Our report shows that this is not going to concentrate only in the urban India or the metros. It is going to be the rural. Half of the consumption is going to come from the rural India, 55%. And the major factor need to be known, which is actually rural need to be defined fresh. Actually, we are just living in the history in the way that okay, 70% rural is need to be looked into very carefully. For example, developed rural, which according to our data is 10% of our country, means 10% of household, which is approximately you can say 3 crore household live into developed rural. Their life is more or less with the second tier city, boom town, or even in some cases it is better than that. For example, if you take the penetration of car in the boom town and the like the second tier city is approximately 25%, but in the developed rural penetration is 28% actually. So it is huge. So in that case, the market for the particularly consumer goods and also important for the particularly the well-being like education and health, or the you can say the also recreation and travel is huge scope in India too, which is going to go very fast.
Question. For India to grow higher, the per capita has to go higher. I look at last 10 years data. Our per capita is 2,500 crore. There is a slowdown happening in the urban and the semi-rural category. Two-wheeler sales are not selling. Now we can talk about the Mercedes being sold in India. We can talk about the burgers being sold in India, the pizzas being consumed in India. But at $2,500, your per capita has not moved. In last 14 years, the per capita has gone from 1,000 to 2,500 or 2,400 in dollar terms. So isn't that the biggest threat?
Well, actually, if you look in totality, most important thing from where demand is coming. We are talking about if you are taking aggregate, certainly it looks like, because the bottom 40-50% is India is actually is struggling to survive in terms of the meeting their need. But what we are talking is a 30% top actually. So even during the COVID period, let me tell you the means, even whatever the you can say the increase happen in the middle class, because the middle class are the mostly salaried people, majority of them. And you can imagine that during the even COVID, salary is not actually the hampered. Mostly those who are in the regular salary, they got the salary. Even the self-employed, like lawyer, doctor, chartered accountant. These are the large farmer. And during this period, it is developed rural was less affected due to COVID. And these developed rural are commercial agriculture. And I'm talking about they are not depending on agriculture. Their 75% income is coming from non-agriculture actually. So one can just look growth pocket. So in India, the new ethnogeography is emerging actually. Let me tell you the means. For example, if you take the example of like Surat, like the you can say Smart Pune or the Nagpur, or even the UP, if you take the Lucknow or take Allahabad or Aligarh or even the Noida, these are the center which is coming. Like the growth is much higher than even metros in terms of richness and middle class. So I am saying the aggregate level it looks, but there are growth where actually which is pushing the middle class in different level.
Is that 30% will be good enough to pull the weight of India? I'm just trying to understand here, because a lot of your peers have come and argued and they've said the reverse, that if the per capita does not increase, we can kiss goodbye to the great Indian consumption dream.
Yeah, so absolutely means let me say that here the correction what I believe what our data always we are talking about the through the data which we are getting from the field. Let me tell you the means current sluggish or whatever it is happening, that there is a genuine reason for that. That's why it need to be understood. Like the demand for the suppose the for some time, if you look at the earlier it was there that there is demand for the travel, air travel, hotel or even luxury car. It is not second say like the medium car or small car or the base two-wheeler. Demand for the means luxury car has gone up. So as you are saying, the mass consumption where actually this is like 6 to 7 lakh car, there is sluggish. There are actually base model of two-wheeler, there is sluggish. But I am saying is the like in this those who are actually having they are demanding this in terms of, because this is 2 years sluggish demand which they have postponed because of COVID actually. Now they are. And when you are talking about the where demand is not coming, I am saying bottom 40% of Indians, because there are two or three reasons. If you are talking about FMCG, it is absolutely correct. If you are talking about the smaller segment of the other item, it is completely true. Reason being, the poor or the aspirer, they are actually consumed their all the saving whatever they are having actually during the COVID.
We're going to let you go on that note. Appreciate your time, but unfortunately, we're a little bit crunched on time.